Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Zach. Thank you for tuning back into my channel and welcome back to another Red Dead Online video. In today's video, I want to talk about Red Dead Online's most recent update, title update 1.04, patch 1.04, whatever you want to call it. Red Dead Online received a new update on Tuesday, December 11th, and we're here to talk about it in today's video. This is going to be more of a my thoughts video, just kind of off the dome, for the most part, uncut commentary, and I just want to vent my thoughts on this update. And later on, I want to talk about Red Dead Online as a whole, because I know we all have a lot of opinions on this game right now, and I feel like it's healthy to talk about it both in YouTube videos, in the comments, and of course, if you guys have any issues or feedback for Rockstar on Red Dead Online, please go to their website and submit feedback for the Red Dead Online beta. That's the only way that Rockstar is going to directly get feedback and actually take it into account and hopefully make some changes in their next updates in Red Dead Online. So let's start off with a few things. I have a few points here that I do want to tackle in this video. Let's recap on what this Red Dead Online update actually did. The real thing that it was supposed to do was to fix the issue where players disconnected from the servers, and of course, that didn't really happen. In fact, there's actually more people getting disconnected from the servers now after the patch and after the update than people were getting disconnected for. Luckily, I haven't had much of the issue before or after. I didn't really get disconnected that much before the update, and I haven't been disconnected after. In total, I've only been disconnected from online about 4 or 5 times. The game has actually crashed for me more than the amount of times I've been disconnected from the server, but it seems like players are getting really upset because now I'm reading in my comments, some of you guys are getting disconnected from the servers over and over and over again. And that really is just not cool, especially for a patch that's supposed to fix all those bugs. I'm surprised more people are getting disconnected now. So that's one thing Rockstar is in hot water for, and that's one thing. The purpose of this patch was to fix it, and it didn't fix it. In fact, it exacerbated the issue and it made it worse for players. So that's one thing that's really just not good about Red Dead Online title update 1.04. The second thing is pigs, sheep, alligators, snakes, birds, fishing, and now cougars have all been nerfed in terms of you actually going out, hunting them, getting XP, getting money, etc. The cougars have been patched in this 1.04 title update patch. Essentially, to hunt the cougars, if you guys don't know the method, you go to the plains out by Blackwater, and you can just farm the cougars over and over. A 3-star cougar pelt sells for like $21.75 or something. I'm not sure if they changed that in the new update and they nerfed the amount you could actually get from the cougars, but apparently what I'm hearing and what Outlaw Gary said in his most recent video too is that the cougars were just completely removed and that they don't spawn there anymore. So I don't know where you can, find them and where they actually spawn in the game now. But from my understanding, they've been completely removed from the game for the most part, at least in that area. The pigs were patched earlier this week, the sheep, the alligators, snakes, and birds. The birds have gone almost untouched for the most part. The spoonbills are still the best birds to sell over by Saint Denis for quick money. You just take the feathers, and if you get some perfect carcasses, you could sell them for a decent amount of money. But they still don't spawn as much, and they never really spawned that much before. Sometimes you could find a cluster, but it was never really that crazy where you could just get like a ton of money very, very fast. Fishing, for the most part, and those exploits and farms have been patched recently as well. I'm not sure if fish are still falling from that waterfall, but if you fish by rivers and lakes and things like that, all fish, salmon, trout, bass, etc., they all are selling for a lot less money. So for the most part, farming animals and hunting is getting nerfed like out the wazoo. Whatever your opinion is on this, I think that's the reason why players are getting bored with this game. Is that, and I want to get into this later in the video as well, so I'll only touch on this point just for a quick moment. But essentially, farming in this game is pretty boring. It's a grind. You're not supposed to be able to rank up really fast or essentially make a lot of money farming animals really, really fast. Like, what I mean by that is that you shouldn't be getting more money from hunting animals than you would by, like, playing the Showdown series. Like I made in my video yesterday. You guys absolutely love that video. It's definitely a good way to rank up fast and make money fast. But you shouldn't be able to hunt animals and make more money in the same amount of time than if you were playing Stranger missions or the story mode missions or Showdown series. And that's why Rockstar buffed those last week in the economy update, and they nerfed hunting and fishing and all that type of stuff. But right now it's a little uneven because you really don't get that much money at all, and it's not even like worth hunting in my opinion. But I feel like that's the reason why players are getting bored with this game, is because yes, there isn't a lot of content, and like I said, I want to get into this later. I don't want to hum on this issue too long, But there isn't a lot of content in this game, but when you're just forcing yourself to hunt and grind that for money, of course you're going to get bored a lot faster than if you were trying to have fun with friends, free roaming, and things like that. So next up, I want to talk about the private lobby glitch that I talked about earlier in one of my videos this week. What I'm hearing from you guys is that the private lobby glitch has also been patched. And basically with the private lobby glitch, all you needed to do was do a stranger mission for the first time where you watch the cutscene. You need to discover a stranger for the first time. They can't be a named stranger just yet. It's just on the minimap, it just needs to say stranger. You go up to them, you watch a cutscene, and if you're in a public session, you'll actually get disconnected pretty much by the end of the cutscene, and you'll be placed into your own completely private locked lobby. And the only way to get rid of that locked lobby is if you invite a bunch of friends in and then form a posse with those people. It seems to like somehow unlock the lobby and force other players into your lobby. But now that method has been patched for the most part as well. I was keeping some stranger missions around, so I wasn't essentially, you know, just using all up my, using up my last few stranger missions for this because I wanted to save them. But now for the most part, it seems patched. I need to try it out and I'll report back to you guys. But it does seem patched according to you guys. So that is something that the most recent Red Dead Online update 1.04 did as well, that they didn't talk about in the patch notes. They didn't talk about patching the Cougar in the patch notes either. And then also apparently the rank up glitch where you reset your rewards, and essentially if you have 499 out of 500 repeater carbine kills, if you get that 500th kill, quickly dashboard on your PlayStation or Xbox, basically just close down the Red Dead Redemption 2 application or game, essentially, load it back up, and your reward will still be at 499, but you would have gotten the 500 XP for completing that reward, so you could just do that over and over and over. That hasn't been patched, and I'm really surprised that hasn't been patched because that seems like a hot fix they could just do. And that's really what I think Rockstar needs to do is with this beta is just start updating the game more, both for bug fixes and new content because people are getting bored. So anyway, the rank up glitch where you reset awards hasn't been patched yet. We can expect that probably next week because Rockstar seems to be a week behind with these updates. Everything from the first week was patched essentially this week, and in this second week it's going to be patched in the third week, etc, etc. The next thing I wanted to talk about in one of the last notes I had for this Red Dead Online 1.04 title update patch was the horse bonding glitch. That wasn't fixed either. If you guys log into the game, some people are saying it's when your horse dies, but either way, when I first get on Red Dead Online for the day and I call my horse over, my horse is reset to level 1 bonding. Now, he still has max stats, which is pretty good. I'm glad he's not getting deranked in stats all the time, but if I, run by an alligator or a snake or some type of predator like a mountain lion or a wolf or something, my horse will buck me off really, really quickly because he's so scared because my bonding level is at level 1. So they really need to bring a patch to that. That's something from week 1 that's been persistent and they didn't fix in this update either. So I'm not sure when they're gonna get around to that. But I want to go back to like the whole hunting thing and why this game seems so boring. The game seems boring if you're just farming animals and trying to grind that for money because of the fact that's all you're doing. You're not seeing what the game has to offer. Now, of course, this game, honestly, in my opinion, doesn't have too much to offer either way, whether you're hunting animals and grinding them for money or not. But if you're only doing that, then you're obviously going to be more bored than if you're trying to do some stranger missions, either solo or with friends, or play the Showdown series, or just mess around in online. I feel like you can have a little bit of fun. But this game is getting boring very, very quickly. I'm still very much so enjoying the game. I like doing the stranger missions, and I love playing Showdown because I'm a competitive player myself. I love Call of Duty. I love Battlefield, things like that. So I love the Showdown series. It's a nice competitive element to Red Dead Online that I think it needs. Everything needs work in this game, though. We need more story missions, we need more stranger missions, and we need like a job search function so we don't need to go to the actual strangers themselves. We need more competitive modes, maps, the spawns need to be fixed. The auto aim needs to be worked out, things like that, which I want to talk about in subsequent videos as well. All these things need work. New content is coming to the game, guys. A lot of people, I think, are getting confused that, Rockstar is hiding behind the word beta, and this game is obviously a finished product, and they gave us, like, garbage. Yes, this game pretty much, for the most part, I would say is a finished product. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a finished game, right? So Red Dead Online is, for the most part, going to be a finished product. But they do need to fix the bugs, and they need to start adding all the content that they have planned. And right now, there isn't much going on in the game, so what they need to do is really step on the pedal here and get going with these updates. The point of being in a beta is so that you don't, or at least in Rockstar's eyes, they don't need to go through the certification process of a version 1.0 game. And essentially what that means is that Microsoft and PlayStation have a certification process for updates and patches for video games. And if your game's in beta, you don't need to go through those. Those certification processes cost Rockstar money to push through because, Microsoft and PlayStation are reviewing those patches and updates for any bugs and making sure they're stable updates to push out on their servers to everyone who actually owns the game and wants to update it, as well as it takes time. It takes a few business days for Microsoft and PlayStation to review those patches. But when your game is in beta, Microsoft and PlayStation understand what's going on, that you need to push out updates for your game really fast because it's going to be buggy, it's going to be glitchy, and you need to change things like kind of on the tip of a hat. You got to react very, very quickly, and a lot of the times be very proactive. So you can bypass those, certification processes essentially, and Rockstar is not taking advantage of that. The game is said to be in beta, so we should be getting multiple updates every single week, whether they're full title updates where they're like gigabyte patches like the one we got this week, like 1.04, or they're just hot fixes. We should be getting at least 2 to 3 updates every single week. Whenever Rockstar, fixes a bug or updates something or adds something new to the game or removes something or nerfs something, any change they make to the game files, they should push out that update right away because they can, because the game is in beta. And right now we're not getting that. So that's kind of a topic for another video. I want to talk about like the purpose of Red Dead Online being in beta and things like that. Yes, the game is finished. Fortnite's the same way. Fortnite Battle Royale is classified as a beta, but obviously the game is a finished product, but that's why they can pump out updates like multiple times a week. And Rockstar needs to start taking advantage of that, and they need to start adding new content because a lot of people are getting bored. It hurts us YouTubers as content creators and things like that, and it hurts everyone as players. We just need more content for this game. I hope you guys understand that, and I hope my opinions on this were clear. I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. I know this was a longer video, but I just kind of wanted to like ramble on and just do a my thoughts and my opinion on the Red Dead Online title update 1.04 patch. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, please drop a like, as well as I hope I earned your guys' subscription from this video as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.